Welcome once again to about the PCM, the computer. And your eyes are not deceiving you. This is actually, I took the liberty of the computer of tracing all the wires. The purpose of this video is not to go through every single pin. The purpose of this video is for you to understand which system to look for as a starting point and then go after that. These are 4 pages having to do with engine performance. 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. I took the liberty, if you will go on the computer, you will go from one page to another page. I took the liberty, actually when you come to these pages over here, you see they are connected together. You see the pins? 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2, which is gray. Pink is 7. So I overlapped everything, and so the pink over here goes to the pink here, and then the black over here goes to the black over here, and so forth and so forth. Just before we do those things, I just want to point out again, there are pins over here. This is the same PCM over here, and the connector is C2, C1 in this one, C1. Therefore, there are 80 pins. You have to make sure to go to the right connector when you look for the pin. So if I'm looking for pin 65, make sure to go to C1. There's another part of it, and this is why I have to zoom in and out. No, there's no other option. Over here, this is the same module, computer module, except this is C2 with 80 pins. So you have to pay attention to the connector. As a starting point, where do we start? It looks intimidating. It looks like, oh my God, I can never trace this and understand this. You break it down into sections. Since this is a PCM and it has to do with engine performance, I'm going to see sensors that have to do with air, have to do with oxygen, have to do with vacuum, have to do with loads, have to do with throttle body. Those are the sensors that go and give information to this. Fine. You see how I broke up these sections? This is a section. This is a section. This is a section. This is a section. This is a section, and so forth. Why did I do that? When you are troubleshooting or diagnosing, or you put your scanner and you have a code, whatever that is, P whatever, and it tells you oxygen sensor whatever, and I come to all these pages, 4 pages on the computer or hard copy, I say, where do I start from? You know where you start from? You don't start. I'll tell you where you don't start. You don't start with the fuses. It's too confusing. You don't start with the PCM, with the pins and this. You know why? It's more likely that there are going to be abbreviations, and you won't even understand what the abbreviations stand for. So you look for key components and key symbols. Just like on videos, there are key words, there are key symbols and key sections. Therefore, let's say you get a code, right? You went to AutoZone, wherever it is, and they scanned it. They gave you a code for oxygen sensor. I'm only going to deal with and look for the key components and symbols that have to do with my problem. My problem is oxygen sensor. I look around, right? What is this? Fuel injectors have nothing to do with me. What does this have to do with? Automatic transmission. Nope, I have nothing to do with me. Sensors, throttle position sensor, not the sensors that I'm looking for sensors, but not this. Then I come over here, and guess what? Here is the section that I have to deal with. These are the oxygen sensors. Okay? The heater, the oxygen sensor, 1, 2, 3. Now, this is all I'm going to be dealing with. Then, once you find these key symbols, these key components, you see these dark blue lines? Then I go back to, okay, it goes back to pin this. It goes back to, see, follow these lines. And if you follow these, I know this is tiring to the eye, but there's no other way to do this. This goes all the way to these over here on the other PCM, the other connector. So my main goal here is for you, if you have a problem, just deal with that section and look for those symbols or component. Let's take more examples until we start getting good at this. I think I have a shift problem with the transmission, right? I'm wondering if it is a transmission. Maybe something electrical instead of something mechanical. I'm going to look for something that has to do with the transmission. Again, you browse and you scan. Don't start at the computer. It will not help you. Don't start with the fuses. Don't start with grounds looking for those. Key components. You scan the area. Like I said, again, I come over here. What does this have to do with? Fuel injectors. Nothing to do with transmission. Evap system over here. Evaporative emission canister. Nothing to do with my problem. I have a problem of slipping in second gear or third gear, whatever. I come over here. What are these symbols? Map sensor and intake. That has nothing to do with me. I come over here. Scan this area. What does this have to do with automatic transmission? Oh, okay. I'm getting warmer. Okay, I look at these and I say, what are these? These are solenoids. These are solenoids. What's their responsibility? The shift. See? From second to third. Third to second. Second to third. First to second. Okay, now I found the area that I should be concentrating on. This is the area I should be concentrating on. You see, that wasn't that difficult. Don't worry about the lines. Don't worry about the PCM. All those 160 pins. No, we have nothing to do with that until we find the section. Then we go, you see this green? Then we go and we follow and say, okay, it goes to this pin, blah, blah, blah. That's how you go about it. Let's take more examples. I believe I have a misfire. I believe maybe a cylinder 1 is not firing. I think it's a fuel injector. Where am I going to start? Again, key components, key symbols. I know this is tiring, zooming in and out. Like I said, sorry, but this is the only way. But anyway, again, where do I go? Look at the sections. Look at the sections. I have to find fuel injector because I think there's a problem with a fuel injector. Okay? Again, what is this? Oh, these are sensors. That has nothing to do with my problem. What does it have to do with? Automatic transmission? I don't know. I think I have a fuel problem. Where does it bring me to? Fuel injectors. This is the section I should be dealing with. And what? Oh, you see all these go to a common bus line? That means they all go to B+. You see over here how they separate? That means they go back to the computer. The computer controls them. Whenever you see this going back there, the computer is outputting or controlling these. These are outputs. Okay? Let's say I have a problem. I think I have a problem with mass airflow sensor. I don't know. I put the scanner in. It told me mass airflow sensor. Maybe I have to clean the mass airflow sensor. I'm not sure. Let me try to identify it. I come over here. Oh, these are sensors. Okay. Camshaft position. That's not what I'm looking for. How about this one? Crankshaft position. That has nothing to do with my problem. Again, oxygen sensors. No. NOx sensor. No. And what's this? Park neutral position switch. No. Are you scanning the area? Okay. And these are sensors. Maybe this is mass airflow sensor. Let's see. Body control module. That's a module, a computer module, but no. Throttle engine. No. Oh, here it is. Mass airflow sensor. How many wires? 3 connectors. Engine coolant temperature sensor. How many connections? 2. Throttle position sensor. How many connections? 3. So this is how I break it down. Okay? Pressure control solenoid valve. How many connections? 2. Transmission fluid temperatures. How many connections? 2. You only see. Okay? Let's say I think I have a problem with a park neutral switch. Let's say I can't start. I can't start the car. I think I put it in neutral. I put it in park, whatever. I think it has something to do with that. What's the first thing you do? Scan the area. Scan the area. Look for key components. Again, regardless of what the problem is, the process is the same. It does not change. It doesn't change if it's a ECM, a ECU with 4 or 5 pages. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Asian cars, European cars, domestic cars. My technique does not change. We look for key components. Okay, so I think it's let's say park neutral switch. I glance over here, nothing to do with it. I glance again, nothing to do with it. Glance over here, nothing to do with it. Glance over here, oxygen, nothing to do with it. Oh, wait a second, I'm getting warmer. What's this? Park neutral position. Okay, there it is. Now, once I get over here, then I trace back the wires, and I say, okay, A, B, C, D. Where does D go to? D goes to, is a yellow wire, and it goes to pin 72 of the PCM module. And what about A? Where does A go to? A goes all the way up to here. See, transmission signal A. Then you worry about where it's connected to. You see the process? The process doesn't change. Doesn't matter if it's a TCM. Doesn't matter if it's a PCM, ECU, body control module. You always concentrate on the problem. Number one, the problem. Number two, what's related to my problem. Number three, key components. Number four, breaking it down into sections. Number five, finding the components on the symbols that having to do with my components, then tracing their connections back to wherever it's derived from or wherever it goes to. Okay? Fuel pump. I think I have a fuel pump problem. How do I know? I don't know, because it's hard to start up. I crank, no start and all that. Okay, fine. Again, I open up the schematic. I go to, this is Mitchell, right? I go to engine performance. Why? Because engine performance has to do with fuel and air. That section. Okay, I open up. I said, okay, on the computer, you're not going to see this overlap. You're going to see page 1. I go to page 1. On the computer, I scan the areas. Fuel pump? No. Fuel pump? No. Fuel pump? No. Fuel pump? No. Go to the second page on the computer, right? Again, I'm looking for a fuel pump. Any symbol with fuel pump. Fuel injector? That has to do something with fuel, but it's not a fuel pump. Okay. Automatic transmission? Nope. Next page, page 3 on the computer. Okay, okie dokie, right? Here's all the sensors. Okay, now, 1 second. Now I find the culprit. What does this say? Fuel pump relay. This is the fuel pump. This has to do with the fuel pump. You see? I didn't have to worry about all these wirings. I didn't have to worry about all the modules, the connectors, and the modules. All I concentrate on was the section that has to do with my problem. Let's say I don't have spark. I think I don't have spark. That's the problem. I have crank and no start. I think it's ignition control module. Guess what? I go to the 3rd page. I won't find it. I go to the 4th page. Again, don't bother with this, because the computer it won't give you enough information. It'll confuse you in the beginning. I look at these sensors in this one. No. Then I come over here and say, oh, okay. Okay, here it is. Here's the distributor, right? Here's ignition coil. This section has to do with my problem. Yep. This is the section. Then I trace it back. So I hope this helped, and I hope this unconfused people. Again, 4 pages, we broke it down to 1 section. In the beginning, I guarantee you, when you first turned on this video, you looked at this and said, this is too technical for me. Joseph is going too technical. Forget it. I'll click off on this one, right? I'll watch Scotty Kilmer, whatever. I don't blame you. I also want to see Scotty Kilmer. But you stuck with it, right? And after 14 minutes of this video, you said, you know what? Now I have a better idea of schematics, regardless of how many pages for engine performance of the PCM, regardless of how many pins it has. I don't have to worry about that. I just have to worry about finding my section, finding the pins. Maybe it's 2 or 3 pins that have to do with my problem. I don't care that there's 160 pins. I don't care that there's 200 pins. No. This is the technique that I've been using. This is the process I've been using for over 35 years in electronic technology. It made me successful. It'll make you successful. Okay? I hope this was helpful and informative. Okay? Please go to my videos about how to test relays in circuit. I hope to do more relays hands-on. Okay? Please give me some likes if you can. All right, after this was a lot of preparation. Believe me, this was over 4 hours of preparation for this video. Please try to give me some likes. If I get 10 views, hey, it's a miracle, right? So anyway, I know it's going to be too technical for people, but anyway, 10 views, I guess I'll take that. Anyway, like I said, once you find the fuel injectors, then I'll go to the fuse that has to do something with it. The fuse that goes something to do with it is this fuse. Don't go to the fuses because you don't know what they're referring to. It's not going to help you. You're going to be chasing 10 different fuses all over the place. No, that's not how you the starting point of a huge schematic like this. Everything is broken down into a section. Okay? Sensors, automatic transmission, spark ignition, fuel, right? Oxygen sensors, and camshaft and crankshaft sensors. So there's not that much to it. Okay? Like I said, please go to my channel, Joe Electronics Schematics for Auto, please. And the other one, the original one that I had, Automotive Electronic Schematics by Joseph. And you'll see more and more videos. Like I said, I hope to do hands-on. Go to the video of how to test a mass airflow sensor and the one how to check fuses and relays in circuit. Very important. Very important. So anyway, I hope to do more of them hands-on. Like I said, I'm going to zoom out. Right? And then you'll see what you're in for in this video. Right? Anyway, enjoy. Speak to you next time.